As of 2020, there were 61 million Americans out of the 330 million of us that were actually on Medicare, covered by Medicare health plans at that point. Okay. And that number is higher now, of course, than it was in 2020, because something to the tune of about 10,000 people a day in this country are turning 65 still for a few more years that are baby boomers. 4 out of 10 Medicare consumers are enrolled in Medicare Advantage plans. And that was according to a Kaiser Family Foundation study in 2021. I mainly work with Medicare Advantage plans for my clients, although I do have a handful here and there that do want to do Medicare supplements. But the key thing, Matt, is that the TV from now until December 7th is going to be inundated with Medicare commercials. You got Joe Namath, you got Jimmy Walker, JJ from Good Times saying dynamite, which I love them in the show. I don't love them as a Medicare rep. And, what's happening is these guys are the faces for an organization that are based somewhere in the US. They have agents that are licensed in different areas that take calls from people, and their only goal is to switch that client to a different plan. It's not going to be better necessarily. They're going to try to find out over the phone as quickly as they can who the client is with. They're going to try to find the next closest plan that might have one benefit that might be a little bit better than their current Medicare Advantage plan. And they're going to focus on that. And they're going to try to talk people into switching plans. I've had a couple of clients over the last couple of years that say, look, I called in and talked to them. I gave them accidentally or somewhere or another, they gave them their Medicare number. And guess what? They got switched into a different plan, unbeknownst to them. And we wound up having to go back and get them switched back into the plan they were enrolled in with me. And guess what? Because of those actions on those companies' parts, now there are new regulations that all agents, and as an independent agent, even I have to abide by, that just make things, generally speaking, a little bit harder for all the people that do it right. And, most people, Matt, want a local agent. They want a local professional. I've been doing it for 14 years in the Medicare arena. I work with most of the companies out there, at least all the higher caliber, bigger ones with the better benefits. So look, Medicare is super important. There's also some of our listeners that are going to be turning 65 over the next few months or next year, or they know somebody. So this is also important for them to pass along our information to their friend or, a spouse or loved one, relative that's going to be turning 65, because, look, to have a local person to help them, to deal with in person, to know them from head to toe, all of their health things, super important. So, that's why we do what we do.